Hi, I'm Anthony with Zen Tea Traders, and today we're going to talk a little bit about cupping or tasting teas. So what I've set up here is we have a cupping set and then we have a scale. Let's talk about the cupping set. We have our cup, we have our tasting bowl, and then we have a teaspoon. And then over here I have a pocket scale with the tea already placed on the scale. And we're going to weigh this out to about 2 grams, keeping consistency throughout the tea. So we have no variables. Everything is going to be the exact same. We're going to have the same amount of time, temperature, and also weight of the tea. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take the tea from the scale, placing it into the cup, and then we're going to go ahead and add water. Again, time, temperature, and the weight of the tea across the board has to be equal so we can get a fair tasting between the teas. What we're cupping today, by the way, is a first flush Darjeeling and a second flush Darjeeling. These are both teas from India. So let's go ahead and begin the process. My water temperature is set at 208 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and add the water to the tea. And I also have a timer that's set to 3 minutes. I'm going to begin time now. And I'm also going to back off a few seconds for the difference that this tea took about another 5 seconds or so. I'll just take that off the time, let it go a little bit longer. And that's it for now. Okay, so now what I've done is I've placed the cupping sets in order where I can actually move the bowl and begin tasting. So you'll see what I'm going to be doing with my hands to move the cupping set so I don't spill anything anywhere, and it'll actually decant on its own. We've got about 3 seconds left. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start pouring. We're going to let that decant. Alright, so that's decanting, the tea is coming out. Okay, all the tea is pretty much out. Now what I'm going to do is give it a good shake. And what that's doing is it's getting all the leaf on top of the cup, like so. We want to test out the dry leaf. We want to smell the dry leaf ahead of time. And we want to smell the wet leaf. And we want to look at the appearance of the leaf. So what I do is I take the wet leaf and make it all nice and neat as best as I can. And I'm going to place it here on top of the cup. Same thing with the second flush Darjeeling. And wow, it's strong aroma. It's very, very nice. Okay, so now I have them side by side, and we're going to compare them. So this is the first flush Darjeeling, okay, and this is the second flush Darjeeling. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do now is we want to visually look at it and see if we notice any differences between the teas. And if you're only cupping one tea, you just want to do the same thing anyways. You want to kind of look at the leaf, the wet leaf, and see what you notice. The difference between the first and second flush is the first flush seems to be a lot lighter than the second flush. Now we're going to go ahead and smell the teas and see what we pick up there. I'm getting a citrus note as well as a little bit of a very light, like a hint of smokiness in the tea. The second, I'm getting a citrus as well, and a little bit more of a heavy smoke is what I'm picking up. Now let's go ahead and give it a taste and see what we notice. So what I'm noticing is in the first flush, the tea itself is a lot more, I would say, sweet. The sweetness is standing out for me. In the second flush, I'm noticing a little bit more of astringency, or kind of like when you bite into an apple, you know, that mouthfeel afterwards. I'm noticing and picking up that the second flush has a little bit more astringency than the first flush. Thanks again for your time. If you have any questions, you can always email me at Anthony at zenteatraders.com. Thanks again.